This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Thursday morning. I'll tell you people what, I get a call today. I've got all kind of positive calls, and I get a few negative. I'm not going to lie to you. There's some people don't like me. I got to think and be happy, though. There's a lot more that I don't know if they like me, but they agree with me that 2016 is going to be the day. But I get something in the news, in the Monitor, and I love the Monitor, the East St. Louis Monitor. But it's an ad for all the Democrats, and they're supported. It's LaToya Greenwood. Now, everybody knows LaToya down in East St. Louis. Why are you spending the money, LaToya? Everybody knows that you're an alder lady, a councilman. Everybody knows that you voted to bring parks back along party lines after the good people of East St. Louis voted to throw him out. You said, LaToya Greenwood, the hell with the people of East St. Louis. I'm voting to put him back. And that was because your daddy, Alonzo Greenwood, wanted you to do that. And I'm happy as hell, LaToya. And I don't live by winning or losing an election like you do and your dad does and Charlie Powell down there in the East St. Louis Democratic Club. Not the New Vision Democrats, a new vision for a better tomorrow with Robert Eastern, with Oliver Hamilton and all the guys that have bolted from that corrupt organization. But, LaToya, you're asking again for the people to vote for you so you can go up and be a bobblehead for Madigan? So you can give your daddy all that power? They tell me that there wasn't even somebody asking who the new candidate would be for state rep when Eddie Jackson decided to retire. Alonzo Greenwood, Charlie Powell, God, Sprague, and Kern said it's going to be LaToya Greenwood, and you people know why. They want to give Greenwood and Charlie Powell all the power. They know that LaToya will bobblehead her way to Springfield and back. But it's got in here, and somebody said, don't give her any publicity. Hell, I'll give her all the publicity that she needs. Together, we can make a difference. Well, LaToya, you haven't made a difference as a council person. Your daddy sure hasn't made a difference in the school district, one of the worst in the country. But now it's going to be the Greenwood legacy. It's not your daddy's personal business, LaToya, where he can hand it down to you. This is a business of the people. But she's smiling and profiling. Hell yeah. LaToya makes $100,000 a year in the East St. Louis School District doing nothing. She makes another 20, 30, whatever, as council member. Now she wants to be a state rep. When's enough, people? And I'm talking about the good people of East St. Louis. She's going to smile all the way to Springfield, and she's going to do whatever Madigan and her daddy tells her to do. And the good people of East St. Louis are going to get screwed. But anyway, I personally want to thank whoever paid for this ad, because they're for Charles C.J. Blue Job Bear Civic for Congress. They're for this person for that, this person for that. And it's sponsored by guess who? The St. Clair County Democratic Organization, the culture of corruption. That's the best endorsement we can have. Oh, it's also sponsored by the East St. Louis Democratic Club. And that's Alonzo Greenwood and Charlie Powell. They're the ones dictate to the East St. Louis Democratic Club. Oh, and then they got the Centerville Township Democratic Organization, Curtis McCall, him and his son, the McCall team. I think that's the best endorsement their opposition can have, because all these people are the same people they've recycled time and time again. And I don't think it's going to work. Carl Officer would be sitting in with me. He's on his way. But here, people, let's don't make it another President Lou Reed from the St. Louis Board of Aldermen. Carl knows, and everybody knows, when I say what I say, it's Bob Romanik saying it. Carl Officer can't stop me. The only person can stop me is someone with a gun and come in and shoot me in the head. I don't want that to happen, but that's the only way I'm going to get stopped. So don't blame Carl Officer, Lou Reed, whoever's in here. Because I say what I want to say because I'm an American. And I will not, and you've heard me before, will not let those brave military heroes die in vain. Why the hell do you think these guys are going over and giving up their lives, not coming home to their families, so we can live free, we can be free, we can talk free? But then some of these son of a bitches out here are going to say, I don't agree, you can't say that. You can disagree with what I say, but never disagree that I have the right to say it. And don't hold what I say or what anybody says against anybody but the person who says it. I can't help what the guy next to me is saying. I'm not going to apologize if the guy next to me cusses out a person at his table. That's not my responsibility. Now, I may not agree with it. I may not agree with what he said, but he's got every right to say it. I say what I say. There's people give me crap every day. They give me crap in the paper, give me crap on the air, and that's okay. I don't always like it, but I swear to you, I would never silence them, because then I become a hypocrite. People understand. You want to speak free, you want to live free, and if anybody takes that right away from me, you're the next one they're going to take it away from. So we're all in this same boat. So let's don't play that crap. I'd be off the air. I had some jerk today, but you know, these some bitches never leave their name or telephone number. Never. Hey, if you would have said that in front of me, I would have slapped you. Now, the guy bitch didn't say a boy bitch, and it had nothing to do with beautiful women. Bitching to me, I tell you, is an adjective. If you got to bitch at somebody, bitch, there's no gender in that. And if any of the ladies get offended, I apologize. That's not what it's meant to do. That's just the word I use for somebody that's always whining and crying. But anyway, this guy's going to slap me. Didn't leave his number. Tried to get his number on the redial. Couldn't get it. But see, that's the way these punks are. I'm not a badass by any means. I'm an old man, but I'll be damned. You'll have to take me out before you take my integrity, before you take my, even more than that, my manhood. People don't understand that. There's certain things that are more important than life. I'm not trying to be melodramatic. You can't go around and be somebody's boy or girl. You got to be your own man or woman. You know, when I went to prison, my son cried, Dad, give them what they want. You won't go to prison. I don't want to lose you. That's exactly what he said. And I told him, son, that's 18 months. I'll be in prison for 18 months. I'm not giving up. I'm not lying and ratting on my friends. And it was lying. They wanted me to lie. And then they said I lied because I wouldn't give their lies. But that's okay. That's said and done with. But I told him, if I lie on my friends, if I tell the government what they want to hear, not the truth, I won't go to jail. I've never been a felon. But I'd have been in prison till the day I die. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, people. Don't ever sell yourself short. Because there's a lot of great men and women out there, but they want to beat you down. They want to beat you up. And I've been beat down and beat up so many times, I can't count it. If I had $1 for every time I've been beat down or beat up, I'd be a zillionaire. But I think it was Hillary Clinton, and I don't really like her too much. Say, it's not when you get knocked down that counts. It's how fast you get back up and fight again. And I have to agree with her on that. So anyway, we're going to St. Louis right after my community billboard. And I got to say, FBI ranked St. Louis number 1 yesterday for the most violent city in the United States. I didn't see it in the Belleville newspaper. Didn't see it in the Post-Dispatch. See, they kind of shill for these politicians. I know the New Democrats been shilling for the last few years because they want all the legal advertisements in the paper. And I guess the Post-Dispatch, and I used to have a little bit of respect for the Post-Dispatch, but this comes from Fox 2 News. It's all over the papers all throughout the United States, but it's not in the paper in St. Louis, unless I couldn't find it. If somebody can see it and find it, let me know, but we'll talk about that momentarily. Glow Bingo. Proceeds benefit the Moose Charities. It'll be this Saturday, February the 13th. Doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7 at the Granite City Moose Lodge, 272. In Granite City, Illinois. Any questions or concerns, you can contact 618-876-6010. Pancake and Sausage Breakfast, the Concordia United Church of Christ, located at Route 163 and Concordia Road in the Millstadt area. It'll be held February the 27th from 7 to 10 p.m. All you can eat. All proceeds go to the Sunday school functions. 2016 Polar Plunge to benefit the Special Olympics of Illinois, to be held Saturday, February the 27th at noon at Carlisle Lake, the main beach on Lake Road. If you want to jump in the water, you have to give them $100, and that's you're going to get a cooling off, and you're going to get a great cause to donate to, the Special Olympics. Great group of people, both the Olympians and the people that put it together. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can contact, I don't know who the hell you can contact there. I don't know why people don't put telephone numbers on that crap. Millstadt Sportsman's Club, rain, snow, or shine, February the 14th, 22 caliber indoor meat shoot. Ammunition will be provided. It will start at noon and end whenever, and it'll be held again on February the 14th. And also, don't forget the Sportsman's Club of Millstadt, the fish dinners every Friday, ending on Good Friday. Any questions or concerns, you can contact 618-476-1891. This Saturday, February the 13th, Silver Creek Quail Forever. I got Silver Creek Quail Forever Club, chicken and beer dance in Albers. I'll be glad when that son-bitch is over, so I don't have to keep on mispronouncing it. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Dan at 618-920-0074. Hey, you're getting what you pay for on this radio station. You're getting what you pay for. You ain't paying nothing, and that's about what you're getting is nothing. But you get the disclaimer at the top of the show, and if you guys are crazy enough and want to listen to my crap, that's just the way it is. Mississippi Valley Duck Hunters, America the Beautiful, chicken and beer dance, coming up February the 20th on a Saturday at the Quail Club, located at 8303 Concordia Church Road in Belleville. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Jolly at 618-977-2986. Our good friends in Millstadt, the water tower, they're still trying to get money to refurbish the old water tower. The old Millstadt water tower receives a new lease on life, but they're going to have to come up with $2,000 to get it painted, to get the lead removal. So anybody that wants to get involved, anybody that lives in Millstadt or has family or friends or just likes Millstadt, you can call Kelly Timmer at 618-520-3626 to participate in any of their activities to help refurbish the old Millstadt water tower. February the 27th, doors open at 5, bingo starts at 7. The American Legion in Dupo, Post 485 presents a Blacklight Bash Bingo. All the money will go to benefit the Shop with the Cop fundraiser. That's where the policemen go out with less fortunate kids to Walmart, Kmart, and buy them some toys and become friends with them. A great cause. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Kelly Moore at 314 681-3291. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, for the best of entertainment in all three of our stations. You can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. And also now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight, Monday through Friday. On this date, February the 11th, 1752, the first American hospital opened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On this date, February the 11th, 1777, Vermont was the first state to abolish slavery. On this date, February the 11th, 1809, the steamboat was patented by Robert Fuller. On this date, February the 11th, 1878, the first weekly weather report was published. On this date, February the 11th, 1916, Emma Goldman was arrested for lecturing on birth control. On this date, February the 11th, 1990, Nelson Mandela was freed after 27 years in prison. On this date, February the 11th, 2006, Vice President then Dick Cheney accidentally shot Harry Whittington in the face, neck, and upper torso while hunting quail. And I don't think that was Dan Quayle. That's what happened on this date, February the 11th, throughout all these years in our world's history. Again, I want to thank everybody for all the emails, good and bad. We get some bad sometime, but I like the bad. Guy called me and said, Bob, you have intellectual property with your show, and they're putting it all over YouTube. I said, number one, if I had any property, it would be unintellectual property because I'm not an intellect by any means. But I said, I want to thank YouTube. I want to thank the Post. I want to thank everybody. Because, I'm on this station to make a difference. The more people that I contact, the more people that listen to me, the bigger the difference is going to be. Now, I've probably increased my listening audience by 20, 30,000 because of the Post-Dispatch. And so I want to thank them for that article. I know it was something that wasn't good for Lou Reed, but again, Lou Reed did not say anything. Lou Reed couldn't come over and crack me in the head. Well, he probably could have because he's a world-class razzler back in his college days. But he wouldn't do that. He's a gentleman. He just left the room. And Slay, this no-good piece of crap, and his little lady friend, I guess. Well, I don't know if Slay's got any lady friends. Maybe he's got a boyfriend. Hell, I don't know. St. Louis alderwoman. And she is ugly. She is ugly, but she's one of these gals that wants to talk the talk, but she can never walk the walk. Megan Green, give me a call, Megan. I'm still waiting for your call. You try to throw Lou Reed under the bus for no reason. And I got to say, Slay, I hear, and I said yesterday, and I had everybody that called agreed with me, Slay knew this was coming. This report was coming about the FBI ranking St. Louis the top United States city for violent crime. Number 1 in rape, robbery, aggravated assaults, and murder. They tried to get a story ahead of that story, and the only thing they could come up with was somebody be mad at Lou Reed because Bob Romanik said something about Megan Green. Well, that's a stupid philosophy. That's a stupid philosophy to have, people. You can't control what I say. I can't control what you say. But Slay, Mayor Slay, in his desperation, had to throw up that Hail Mary. He didn't know what else to do. Now they tell me there's a group in North St. Louis that are thinking about picketing. They want Slay out. With the crime rate, with the violence, Slay, the blood of those people are on your hands, Slay. You're worried about what I'm saying on the air? You're worried about this, you're worried about that? Why don't you worry about running that city properly? You know the economic devastation that you've caused in St. Louis? Why the hell? The Rams weren't going to stick around anyway. But they definitely, and that was part of the reason they left. That was the underbelly. There's too much crime in downtown St. Louis. There's too much crime throughout St. Louis because of Mayor Slay. So you can thank Crunky, and you can be mad at Stan Crunky for leaving. But you can be just as mad at Mayor Slay because that idiot, that no-good, sawed-off son of a bitch. Now, don't attribute that to anybody but Bob Romanik, because Bob Romanik just said it. And Slay, you piece of political crap, they should have flushed you down the toilet long time ago, because that's what you do with crap. You call me toll-free, Slay, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. See, these guys, people don't have the guts. But Slay has taken St. Louis, the once great city of St. Louis, and he's taken it to the gutter, people. The proud black community, the proud white community, Democrats and Republicans alike, they all know what Slay has done. He has created a monster. You're losing money, people. People from Illinois don't go to St. Louis anymore because they're afraid. They go to South County. They go out east. They go up to Edwardsville. They do not shop. You know how many millions of dollars of tax revenue and revenue for your businesses is lost because of Mayor Francis Slay? And he's going to try to put something together and get somebody mad at Lou Reed because of what I say? That shows his desperation. And this Megan Green, she's the same lady that I was told when there was problems down in South St. Louis. They talked about burning up a tanker. She was right there in the midst of it. She didn't tell them no. She didn't tell them to stop. Why isn't everybody mad at that stupid lady? You know why? Because it's all politics. And Slay, you tried to flip the script yesterday and the day before, and it didn't work. But anybody from St. Louis, tell me if I'm wrong. How the hell do you feel about all the crime in St. Louis, about all the citizens leaving in record numbers, about all the economic devastation in St. Louis? These people in St. Louis, they're like in a prison. They're like in a prison. And speaking of prisons, you know who one of Slay's biggest supporters is? Vervis Jones, that idiot. He got a year for fraud. Now, he's a felon like I'm a felon. But Slay, you sure want Vervis Jones on your side. You sure want him shilling for you, stepping and fetching. He's the ex-comptroller, for you people that don't know, for cheating on his federal income tax, which is cheating all of us. Former St. Louis comptroller Vervis Jones soon will be giving up his bow tie in a business suit for a prison uniform. I don't hear you talking about that convicted felon, Slay, who's your right-hand shill, who's stepping and fetching for you every day, who is a plantation Negro. He's not a proud black man. He's stepping and fetching for you. And you talk about me? What about your brother, Leo Slay, and the narcotics situation, if you know what I mean, Francis? And you do, Francis the Mule, and I have to apologize to the mules. You hypocritical, no-good son of a bitches. Don't talk about Bob Romanik unless you're going to talk about everybody in my boat. But see, they don't want to do that. Jones went to prison, come back out. He was among 5 people indicted. It dealt with the Democratic primary, the controller's race, and the handle of campaign money. They tell me over $300,000. And Jones negotiated a plea. Should have got 10 years. I don't know. Maybe it gave some people up. Because I don't know how credible Vervis Jones and Vervis Jones, I hear on YouTube, and I don't play with that YouTube crap, that somebody said that you took money from your family, from your nephew, and then you text back, F you. That shows what kind of man you are. Bad enough taking from the taxpayers, but to take from your family? And if I'm not right, I'll allege that, Vervis Jones. You give me a call. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. But you notice, people, these bastards aren't going to call and defend themselves. They have nothing to defend. But Slay, they tell me that they're going to demand that you resign. They talked about Lou Reed for some stupid crap. Here, you're leading the city of St. Louis into economic and personal devastation, Slay. These people in North St. Louis and all throughout St. Louis losing money, moving out. And you want to talk about crap? Let's talk about a serious situation, Slay. Call me and defend your leadership on crime. Number 1 for the violent crimes in the United States of America. Not number one in Missouri. Number one in the country by the FBI rankings. And those rankings are always right on. Francis Slade, why the hell don't you answer to the good people? And if anybody, when you guys start the picketing down at City Hall to demand Mayor Slade's resignation, give me a call. I'll bring hot coffee and I'll be there with a poster too, because I want to come back to St. Louis. I want to go to the shows in St. Louis. I want to go to the restaurants. I want to go to the sporting events. I want to go to the concert venues. I can't do that in good faith while Francis Slade is still in leadership, or lack of. And you good people in St. Louis know that. So don't let this son of a bitch or Megan Green or Vervis Jones try to okey-fadoke you. They're trying the smoke screen, people, and you know what I'm talking about. They can't talk about serious situations because they have no answers. The only answer is get rid of these son of a bitches, politically, of course, because Slade, Megan Green, his group of little minions, his plantation Negroes, not the Proud Blacks. I'm not talking about the Proud Black community in St. Louis. I'm talking about the black guys that step and fetch for Slade and his boys. Think about it, people. It's time for Slade to be gone. I know he's a record-breaking mayor. He's been there 4 terms, 5 terms, but guess what? He's made the city record-breaking, making St. Louis the #1 city for violent crime in this whole great United States of America. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are proud to be the Patriot. I had a caller call me, said that Vervis went down for mail tax and election fraud. Vervis, what a bad boy you are. I wonder if Slade will put you across his knee and spank you. Huh? What do you think, Vervis? Sounds a little sexual to me. What do you think? You and the mayor? I'd watch the mayor. I think, I don't know what I think about that rotten, no-count, good-for-nothing son of a bitch. And you ain't going to get this language on any other radio station because they got to worry about selling ads. They got to worry about pissing somebody off. People, I speak for all of us. I speak for you guys at the bars, at the restaurants, at the coffee shops, all over in your work environment. I'm saying what you want to say and don't have the opportunity. So I don't want to hear these self-righteous bastards. Oh, you shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't listen like that, is what I say. Quit listening, you idiots. But mail tax and election fraud, Vervis Jones. But I tell you, you're the right-hand man of Francis Slade, and guess what? You're a bad guy. You're a felon. We're bad guys, Vervis. I hope every felon doesn't vote for these bastards that talk about people that made a mistake and got caught. See, because they've all made mistakes. It's just some of them were lucky enough not to get caught. But think about that. On this side of the river, Kern says, Romanik's a felon. Sprague says, Romanik's a felon. Bear Civic in the paper, Romanik's a felon. If it wouldn't be for the felons of this county, you guys would never get elected. So you people have been in trouble. You people that have friends that have been in trouble. You people that have family members. Just remember how disrespectful these rotten bastards are. We got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I was going to take my wife out to the Fox and for dinner and see River Dance. She found out I got tickets, and she goes, no, Dad, she didn't feel safe going down there at nighttime in the area. She doesn't even feel safe going to the city anymore.
Yeah.
Stuff going on.
I'm sure you're an avid consumer. Where do you live at now, sir?
Jefferson County.
Jefferson County, and where'd you previously live?
Well, I grew up in North St. Louis in Walnut Park.
Okay, Walnut Park in North St. Louis. You moved out. What do you think about what's happened? This Mayor Slay's been in 20 years, and it gets constantly worse. And then, sir, he brags about he's been the longest-running mayor. I don't know. That's like bragging to say I've been the longest-running captain on the Titanic. What? Your wife won't come to St. Louis because of the crime. How many other people, black and white, do you think feel the same way?
Well, I bought some Crown candy and gave it to her, and people she worked with, they go, oh, you went up there in that bad neighborhood?
Yeah.
And that's the perception everybody's got of the city now, that if you're not there, you got to be there between 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. Those are the time spans they feel safe.
Well, you know what, sir? They may feel safe, but it's not safe even at 2 in the afternoon. What do you think about St. Louis being ranked number one for violent crime in the United States?
Well, I think Slate did a good job on it. You got the city being number one at something.
Hey, you got a real good point there, sir. Listen, I appreciate your call, and I hate to say this, but I guess take your money down in Jefferson County, down to Arnold, nice places. Come over to the Illinois side, to Fairview and to Edwardsville. A lot of nice places, so you and your wife be safe, and I hope you have a good time, and I think you know what I mean on Valentine's Day.
Okay, and thank you now.
Thank you, sir. We've got another caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, Bob, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with about the little guy that's the mayor of the city of St. Louis. The city of St. Louis has went downhill since he's been mayor of this city. We went downhill, and after I saw what he was up to the first couple of years in office, I moved out of St. Louis, and a hell of a lot more people have moved out of St. Louis. And all they're getting down there is the kids, school kids, and the lost, and et cetera, et cetera. They don't get the homebodies and the people with families moving back into the city of St. Louis. He's been a disgrace to this city since he's been in office.
You know what, sir? He really has. What do you think about St. Louis being ranked number one for violent crime in the whole United States? And they talk about me, and they're worried about me and the verbiage I use. Shouldn't they be worried about the people getting killed in the streets, the 9-year-old girl that gets killed? Shouldn't they be worried about serious stuff? Or is it a big smokescreen because these no-good son of a bitches over there, Mayor Slay and his administration with Vervis Jones and Megan Green and these ignorant bastards, they don't want to take the serious stuff because they can't handle it. So they're going to play these games with people's lives, sir.
And he made a comment, Bob. He made a comment there before the Rams made their final decision that he didn't. He said Cronky's been here 15 years and he's never met me, or something like that. Maybe I never met him. Why didn't he meet him?
You know what?
Talk business.
Yeah, sir. Thanks for the call. I do agree with you, sir. Why didn't, at the end of the day, why did not the mayor try to facilitate some kind of friendship, some kind of business relationship, if nothing else, with Mayor Slay? I mean, with Cronky. Mayor Slay just didn't give a damn. See, he's worried about being the mayor. He's worried about being driven around. He's worried about everybody talking good about him. And let me tell you what, you rotten little sawed-off son of a bitch. Nobody's talking. Even your friends don't like you, Slay. You act like a little Napoleon, a little dictator, and you're part of that. You're part of a little dictator, if you know what I mean. Mayor Carl Officer just walked in. Mayor Officer, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Bob. How you doing?
Hey, not where I got a hemorrhoid up my ass, and we got a lot of hemorrhoids over in St. Louis. So, and Bob Romanik said that, not Carl. They're gonna want you to apologize for what I'm saying, Mayor. So,
I got a cure for you.
A bullet?
No, I was listening to you during your I guess, your bulletin. And I find it interesting. I imagine if you are suffering that badly of that, you could go and take an early polar plunge. Can you imagine paying somebody $100 to go and jump in the lake voluntarily? You're going to pay them to jump in the lake. That's amazing to me. Why not just write the check to the Special Olympics?
Yeah, it's a great cause.
I'd imagine if you got cold enough, Bob, and jumped in that lake, you wouldn't have any pain in that area.
Well, yeah, but you'd have a few more bucks in your pocket because I'd be visiting you down at the funeral home.
No, I'd be standing there with a blanket for you, my friend. I'd be standing there with a blanket.
Hey, Mayor, what do you think? You were the mayor of East St. Louis for several years.
Yeah.
What do you think about St. Louis being ranked number 1 in violent crime? What do you agree with me or not about the economic devastation?
It's bad, but let me share something with you. I was listening to your show yesterday morning, sitting in my car at the crossroads of Greenmount Road, across from Southwestern Illinois College. I was having a funeral at a church there, lovely little church, Greenmount Road Church of Christ. And I noticed on the advertisement sign that it's owned by Kroenke Properties.
Right.
Stan Kroenke. And, of course, it's anchored by Walmart. And my mind just started thinking, when you were talking about this crime situation in St. Louis, I would presume that if I had been the mayor of the city of St. Louis, and knowing what this last gentleman just said, about 15 years, you hadn't talked to the Rams in 15 years, Kroenke? Stan Kroenke probably is not a bad guy.
He's a businessman.
At the end of the day, this man made his billions of dollars as a real estate developer. If I had a world-class real estate developer that's worth $8 billion owning a team in my town, I would have gone and found a way, if I had to go sit in his doorstep and say, hey, listen, you know, this deal they want to move with the mapping agency and all. I just simply said, your job is developing real estate. That's how you make your money, okay? You can have all of North St. Louis riverfront, from one end of the city to the other end down to the arch. I will work with you and give it all to you. You develop whatever it is to keep the Rams in town, but also to bring thousands of other jobs. That's what this guy does. All he's doing now in Los Angeles, you know the area where he's building his new stadium?
It was a blighted area.
It's the ghetto, Doc. Yeah. I've been there. A friend of mine owns remember the Forum where the Lakers used to play?
Right.
A friend of mine who's from East St. Louis owns that property now. His church, Reverend Kenneth Ulmer, that's where his church is now, where the Forum is. It is a blighted area in Inglewood. I knew the mayor of Inglewood. It's a poor black area, and Kroenke is going in there developing all these jobs. He would have done the same thing here if somebody legitimately had talked to him with some common sense. But, you know, I know this much. I've lived in St. Louis. I've owned businesses in St. Louis. I do, and I visit St. Louis, and I'm like the guy from Jefferson County and other places. I worry when I take my daughter and when I go with my family to certain places. You see, I've got to use some common sense, but at the end of the day, the mayor of a city has got to be concerned about the public safety of the people. And you spend all this money trying to get a football team or save a football team for 10 days a year, so they're going to be playing in the city. You got 365 days a year where crime is running rampant. I agree with those aldermen and other voices in the city of St. Louis. They need to address the crime problem right now. And it's embarrassing whenever you go outside the country, because people don't disseminate the difference between St. Louis, East St. Louis, Belleville. They think we're all the same.
Yeah.
And we've got to make sure that St. Louis is the anchor of the communities around here. I would think that we need to see whatever we can do to help the city of St. Louis get this crime problem under control.
I agree with you. Well, hey, Mayor, I agree with you. Best thing to do is get rid of that sawed-off little son of a bitch. And before we take a break, there's this guy, Holman, that allegedly at this point in Madison County beat this 21-month-old little baby to death in 2012. So I like to say to you, John Holman III, if you are found guilty, if you are guilty of that crime, I would come up there personally and chop your head off. A bastard like that doesn't need to be breathing, doesn't need to be living. People, 21-month-old baby, and this man allegedly has been accused of beating this baby and the brain just swelling.
Incredible.
It is incredible. Let me tell you, John Holman III, if you're found guilty, if you're guilty of this crime, I sincerely, not in political hell, I hope you rot in hell. See, we're worried about politics. We're worried about all this other crap. Let's worry about the serious things. Let's worry about our people dying, black, white, men, women, Democrats and Republicans. But no, people like Slay, they give a damn less about the safety of their people. All they care about, all Kern and Sprague and the bastards over here care about is getting reelected. And I say to that, all you no good son of a bitch and political parasitical punks, you political punks, I say kiss my white, hairy, stinky, wrinkled, smelly ass. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. We've got a few more minutes. The mayor and I want to talk about this new spy agency. Before we go, 2 deputies killed. Page A13. 2 deputies killed. On page 13, not on the front page, on page 13. That pisses me off. Without our policemen, we'd be nowhere. And before we get into this is Bob Romanik, not Carl Officer. Get your tape recorders together right now. Because I personally think that Alder Skank, Megan Green, this is not anybody but Bob Romanik. I think she's a skanky, sleazy, greasy, no good, no count, good for nothing, less than a politician, probably less than a human being, a piece of political crap, skank. Now, attribute that to Bob Romanik. YouTube, get it all together. KMOX, KTRS. You can syndicate my show for $200,000 a year. Please put that on. This is Bob Romanik. I do not throw a rock and hide my hand. And we'll be talking about this skankalicious. And I told you, if she was here, she'd be a skank among us. And I'm not talking about a dinosaur. And I want to apologize to the skanks. Mayor, this spy agency, $1.6 billion. Now, Kern and everybody, they're trying to get it in Illinois because that's what Illinois politicians do. It's nothing good or great. In Boston, Rauner, I say they're wrong. Take that $1.6 billion, take it down on the east side of the riverfront. You know what an anchor that would be for businesses, for restaurants. Everybody in St. Clair County would still benefit. The jobs would still be there. The people from St. Louis would have a quicker location to get to. There's a ramp right off 255. Why aren't all of our lawmakers, Democrats and Republicans? Let's build up East St. Louis, because I say I'm not pimping for the black community. I'm pimping for all of us. How East St. Louis goes is how we all go. That whole area would boom overnight with the $1.6 billion spy agency development.
I think security-wise, it makes a lot more sense to me that if they put it on the riverfront, period, from Madison County down to St. Clair County, if if you look at that North Riverfront area,
Yeah,
Illinois
all the
side,
way up and down. I agree.
all the way up and down, security-wise, if you're talking about the spy agency, I mean, it's pretty simple to see if somebody was coming to approach it from the river. The security side, you have a natural barrier with the Mississippi River protecting it on the west side. And then I think that what I know about the land is a lot cheaper on that side. Mostly, who owns most of that land is Union Electric and the railroad. Terminal Railroad and Union Electric own most of the property, particularly around the Brooklyn area,
right,
and then Madison County area. And it would seem to me you could get that land for little or nothing. It makes good sense for the people of St. Louis, who live in Missouri, Jefferson, St. Charles, those counties. They could come, Franklin, though, that work there. It makes sense, and there could be a revenue sharing piece worked out between the city of St. Louis so they don't lose 100%. I'm thinking with leaders like Roger Cook and with, what's the gentleman's name, Lou Reed. I don't believe that those two men couldn't sit down together and work something out that made sense. See, when you start talking about regional government, you start talking about cooperation. I listened to the speech. The president gives a really good speech, but it'd really be nice for him to practice what he preaches, because at the end of the day, that's what Roger and I have been doing with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We're actually showing where Democrats, Republicans, and independents are coming together.
Working together.
At the end of the day, we've got to come together in this area, but we're starting here in St. Clair County, and I think that's a great place. This is a good idea that you suggested. Bring it to East. It's not going to be for the black community. It's going to be for the entire community on both sides of the river. And the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition endorses that.
Well, we're going to fight hard for that. I don't know where Kern's at on that. Kern and Sprague, they want the black vote, but they don't want to do anything for the black community. You think about it, people in East St. Louis below the hill. These guys could be fighting for that riverfront development at the tune of $1.6 billion. They don't give a damn. They want to put it up here, the other side of Belleville. Remember that election day. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired of everybody living. Let's live our lives, people. Let's don't live politics. I'm running for office. If I lose, you lose, because I will fight for you people in Springfield. The St. Clair County Coalition will fight for you people in St. Clair County. Now it's up to you whether you want to win or you want to lose. This election isn't about me, isn't about the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, isn't about Democrats, Republicans. This election is always about you. So it's up to you. So when somebody says, will you give me a vote? Say, hey, no, I'm going to give myself a vote. I'm either going to vote for you or against you, because I want my people. And I say my people, I mean our American people, to prosper, to live comfortably, to have a nice life. Hell, we're here for 60, 70, 80 years, people. That's a drop in the bucket. We got to fight these politicians so we can try to live comfortable, try to live free. Are you crazy? Let's get together and do what the right thing to do, not the political thing to do. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We've got a lot of calls. We're going to be on Slay. Slay, there's a movement to ask for your resignation because of all the killing, all the economic and physical devastation throughout the St. Louis region. It's your fault, Slay. You're the general. You're the leader of this army. And the war has been lost because of you, Slay. The people in North St. Louis, the people in South St. Louis, they're tired of all the killings, all the violence that you have helped perpetuate. So let's have, and people, I'm with you, let's get together, whoever that organization is that's going to march and picket to have Slay resign. Let's get rid of Slay. before the criminals get rid of us. Together, as always, let's unite. Let's expose these rotten political parasitical punks we call politicians. I'm not apologizing. And Megan Green, you're still a skank. And Vervis Jones, you're a piece of political crap. A big piece of political crap. Apologize for nothing I say. This is America. So let's continue to expose. Let's continue to unite, because that's the only way we as men, women, black, white, Democrats, and Republicans can get rid of this culture of corruption. Not just in St. Clair County, but throughout this whole country. Once we unite, we can destroy these bastards, these political, parasitical punks. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ.